I'm gonna wait to see if it's working, if it's streaming. I think today I'm gonna try to build a landing page. Not sure how hard it's gonna be, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish today. But my plan is to follow this tutorial here that I found. And I finished the videos for methods on both arrays, strings, and objects. And it took me a lot of time. I think it was around 50 clips in total, probably 54 or something like that. And then I had to edit everything, so it's really hard. But now I want to do this. I want to build this landing page so I can put the spreadsheets that I built for doing the videos and the files for the videos themselves as well. And I want to offer that as a bait for emails, for building an email list. And my plan is to post every clip that I made on TikTok and then put the link for the landing page on the description.
How to easily make and deploy a product landing page with email sign up for free 23 April 2021. Intro.
Before I do this, I'm gonna open this folder here. Oh, okay, worked. And I'm not sure if this tutorial is for Next.js, but I've seen a video, or I'm not really sure where I've seen. I think it's from one of the Theo videos. He talks about if you're using Next.js, you're being locked in on a framework. And I'm not sure if it's this guy that talked about this, but it looks like if you use Next.js for some reason, it's kind of like it's possible that you're trapping yourself with Vercel. And after knowing about that or hearing about that, I had second thoughts on building things with Next.js because obviously I don't want to be in a position that I build the thing on Next.js and then I'm trapped with Vercel and then they decide to change the prices and then you can change. But I think for something like this, it doesn't matter that much. But in the blog, I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it, whether or not to build on Next.js or use React. But the problem is that I found that Next.js is much better than React. And then if I don't do it with React, I'm gonna have to learn another framework, like probably Vue.js or something like that. And I don't want to do that. I don't think it would be that hard, but it's just I think it makes more sense to invest in the things that I already know. So I think most likely I'm gonna create the blog with Next.js as well. Oh, I'm not sure. I think the command didn't open in this folder because I had a typo there. Yeah. Now I'm gonna go back and then listen to the. Also have to see how to disable telemetry.
Professional product landing pages with an email sign-up form are a great way to get people signed up early for your product before its release. They can also be used to sign people up to a weekly newsletter. Once signed up, we can then use email marketing. For example, you could send out a weekly email with updates on product development and some tips and valuable information. You can build up some excitement for your product, get your potential users to like and trust you, and show them you are an expert of your niche, making them more likely to become paying customers. Just don't overdo it on the selling. Remember to provide plenty of value in each email. If you're reading this article, I'm guessing you're likely more of a technician than a marketer. I myself am happier coding away than sending out marketing emails. But if you plan to release a product at some point, it's crucial to not neglect marketing. 50% rule.
I think this is something interesting to ask the ChatGPT. I don't think it's gonna give me a clear answer, but the biggest issue with Next.js is the whole MetaMask thing. That it doesn't work really well with Next.js. Because nobody has built a library with context that works with Next.js. No, so it mentions React and Vue.js.
50% rule. Spend 50% of your time on product and 50% on traction. Gabriel Weinberg, founder of DuckDuckGo and author of best-selling book Traction. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make an awesome-looking product landing page with a MailChimp email sign-up form. This can then be deployed to Netlify. Here's the landing page I made for my Atomic Meditation app. And best of all, it's all free. Part 1. Downloading a HTML5 template. HTML5 is a website where you can download beautiful, modern HTML templates completely free. At this point, some of you might be complaining, but I didn't learn to code to download templates. That's true, but in this tutorial, the advantage of I downloaded the Fractal template is it makes for
Yeah, so this is an interesting thing that I found. I'm gonna search for more of these templates because I don't want to build. If I can avoid it, it would be great to avoid having to do the HTML and CSS for the blog. And the question is which one of these should I use for the stuff that I'm trying to do. I think well, maybe I should start from the bottom and then see along the way. It doesn't look that good to me. This one looks better. The problem is that I'm not doing any websites, just a landing page. So I think those might be there might be too much code there. And I'm probably gonna have to translate the code from these templates into Next.js, because they're probably all non-HTML, like the name says. Some of these templates might be good to use for the blog. I don't want to download too many because then it's gonna be hard to decide which one to use later. So I'm gonna be more selective now. I really like this one, but I'm not sure because I downloaded some that are similar, so this looks like it might be a good one for a landing page. It looks really simple. What the hell? Huh. Oh, this also looks good for a landing page. I think this looks good as well. And he used, I think I'm gonna do this one as well because he used this one on the tutorial, so. Yeah, I think I'll follow the tutorial along with the fractal one because it's the one that he used. And then I'll see if I can incorporate in the other ones. Or maybe I'll just stay with the fractal.
I downloaded the Fractal template as it makes for a Part 2, How to Edit HTML5 Up Templates. Take some time to study the files that you've just downloaded. The file you will want to understand is the index.html file. Once you have an idea of what's going on, it's time to delve in and start adding your own images and copy. Remember to add 1 or 2 email sign-up forms to your page. At the moment, just worry about styling and positioning the sign-up forms on the page. We'll make them functional in the next step. Here's some code you could use to save you time, aren't I generous? Email. Email sign-up form max width, 500 px, margin, 0 auto, font family, sans serif, display, flex.
Yeah, I don't think I need the tutorial actually. You just look at the code and then figure out. But I'm gonna look at the thing anyway. They are using Sass for the CSS. And maybe it's a good thing because I never used Sass. I only used Tailwind CSS for the Sass. So I think I'm gonna do it with Sass and then just copy the files. Just save work. And I'm probably gonna stick with the Fractal one because otherwise it's gonna be too much work. And then when it comes time to build the other stuff, then maybe I'll look into the other ones. Yeah, this is a problem. Because this is code that was translated with Webpack, I think. So it's gonna be impossible to figure out what's happening here. So I think I'm gonna change what I'm gonna search for HTML. Yeah, but the problem is HTML templates are not gonna work for Next.js. I'm gonna search if there are Next.js templates for websites. And if I can't find it, then I will have to do everything from scratch. Which sucks because I hate doing the CSS stuff and the HTML. Especially the responsiveness is really annoying.
Email signup form max width 500 px. To produce this, I turned this HTML5 up template into this atomic meditation landing page for my app. It only took me a few hours, not bad. Part 3, integrating MailChimp. MailChimp is a service where we can capture emails and then set up email marketing campaigns. Create a MailChimp account or sign in. Once signed in, go into Audience, Sign Up Forms. Select Form Builder. We can now build our form. In my case, I just wanted an email field and submit button, so I removed all the other fields to be left with the below. Go back into Audience, Sign Up Forms and this time select Embedded Forms. MailChimp has made us some HTML that you can now copy into your landing page in place of the form we had before. Style this form by adding in the CSS classes that we had before. Now to try it. I enter an email and press Submit. It works. The email you entered will now be in your Audience dashboard. Deploy the landing page. You can deploy static website for free with Netlify. Not only is it free, it's also super easy. Push your landing page to GitHub. Go back into Audience, Sign Up Forms and this time select Embedded Forms. MailChimp has made us some HTML that you can now copy into your landing page in place of the form we had before.
So I
Style
think
this form
it's
by
just as easy as integrating the HTML they give you. I didn't know they give you HTML to allow you, but yeah. I didn't study these email things yet, so I'm not really sure how it works, how much you, because at first I thought that the only way to use these email funnel things was if you used their website as their template for websites and you couldn't do yours. But then I think it does make sense that some of them have options, because what I want to do is my thing, because then I can deploy it for free. I can use Vercel to deploy for free and start that way, and then I can just incorporate their stuff into my thing. It makes sense that someone has done this in the past. It's not that hard to do, and the only thing I have to think about is which one of these to choose. This one looks good, and it has the email thing here. I think this one also looks good. This problem, I don't think is free. It says that it's free, but it's probably not free, based on this here. Yeah. Probably some of them are free and then some are paid. This is just the design. I do think that this looks good though, so I can copy this and then just try to emulate. I think I'm gonna have to do it on my own, cause maybe I'll search a little bit more, just see if I can save time. Yeah, that's the other thing that I have to study is after I build the landing page, how to optimize the SEO and also integrate analytics. That's gonna be very interesting. Not sure what's going on there. Oh, this looks good. Nice. I'm probably gonna have to close the... I'm gonna delete the one that I started and I'm gonna copy this one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to close the VS Code. Oh, I should erase the square brackets there. Whatever. Oh, I have an idea. You can just open another. It's not working because I'm using PowerShell, I think. I do this. Oh, never mind. I was gonna disable, but then I remembered that I deleted the other project. I think I know. So the problem, I think, is the path. Or just delete manually. Doesn't work. Oh, interesting. So it already has Google Analytics apparently. Config. It's gonna create the URL based on the package.json name. I don't understand what is this thing here. So it's downloading this stuff from that file. Yeah, so I gotta see where this is used on the document file so I can delete it, because obviously I don't want this page here. I'm just not sure whether or not I should delete this now, because then if I start the app, it might have some functionality inside of the app that I don't know, and then it's gonna be difficult to later on see where I should put the stuff that I'm planning to do. And it's interesting the way that he did things here. This is the Google Analytics thing there. It's inside of the app products, I think. No. It's inside of the default. And features, products. I think the first thing that I'm gonna do, now that I'm thinking about this, is first clean up the stuff that he did related to the repository that he has there, and then copy the project into another folder so I can have this one to use multiple times. Because I think I'm gonna start off with this one probably for the blog, because I think it's gonna be hard to find one that is more, but maybe not, maybe I should search more for another one. And I assume that you would put your ID, you sign up with Google Analytics, then you get an ID, and then you would put the ID here. And this comes from Next.js. Okay. just seeing the files and getting myself familiar with the way that this was structured, so I can understand what's going on. And I think I'm gonna start the thing soon and try to interact with it, just see how it works or how it looks as well. And what I probably do is what I said of saving this as the template and then copying into another directory, and then I think I'm gonna use this photo here in order to try to transform the design of the template into this one, into more something like this. But I always have problems with design because it's very hard when you see this. There's a bunch of pictures here and things like that, so it's kind of hard to emulate because it's hard to find these pictures like this. I think a good idea is to use DALL-E 2 or another AI model. I think that might be interesting. I try to use for thumbnails, but it's kind of hard to create a prompt that the images look interesting and that are related to what I'm doing. Because when I was putting stuff related to Python, he always draw Python instead of the Python logo, even if I put Python logo, and the images wouldn't be nice. So this is something that I also have to research, is but it's kind of hard to research for things like this, because how do people find images like this? I assume that most of them pay for maybe freelancers or designers to do this kind of stuff, and then they create on Photoshop and things like that. But there must be some places where you can find these pictures like this, or I should just try to use my creativity and generate a bunch of pictures with AI models, and then do A/B testing with them. But that's obviously harder than to figure out ones that are already tested and that work, and then incorporate them into this one. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty much the same structure from every project. He put everything on the components, and then he just did this page. Oh, interesting. So I didn't know about this. There's a React component for the social media things, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this, obviously. This is also interesting to see. I'm gonna have to search as well for how to upload the files. I think most likely the way that is gonna work is I'm gonna have to put all the files that I want to make it available for people using I'm probably gonna have to use the zip, I think. Yeah, convert them into a zip and then put the zip inside of the futures, and then look for something either from HTML or Next.js that allows people to download the zip file. Probably the function just sends the post request with the API. I'm not sure. This I'm gonna have to. I will find out based on the stuff in the beginning, either on this file or on the index.js, because it's being pressed as a prop. Yeah, but this is the part where I'm gonna have to change this post request in order to fit put the email thing here, the MailChimp thing here, to integrate their thing. This is the other thing that I was thinking about, because on my portfolio I used something I think is called FST apps, something like that, where it allows you to send emails. It's an API that allows you to send emails, and it is free. And I use that to put the contact me parts of the portfolio. But the issue with that is that obviously it only allows people to send emails to you. And I didn't build anything to create an automated response or something like that after they put the email, so that they get the files, and also to store the email. So I was thinking about, because I'm not sure if I can deploy something Vercel that has a database. I think maybe with Next.js I can build a simple Node.js database and then use that with Vercel and stay on the free version, but I'm not really sure if that's possible. And then if that is possible, then I can do that and then have the database and save the emails on the database. But then I will still have to code the automated response or figure out how to allow them to download the file after they put the email. Because that way, I think I'm gonna try to do that way first, because then I don't have to pay MailChimp once I get a bunch of emails. If I get a bunch of emails, because then I can just build the email list first. But it's one of those things where it's hard to decide, because obviously if you're building something like this, you don't want to do all the work yourself because it's too much. It's always better to delegate whatever you can into other programs or people and just focus on the 20% that gives the most results. But I think something like this, because I don't see any reason why I would need an email service. Let's say I can just get a bunch of emails, accumulate emails over time, and then if I accumulate them on a database, I can write a program in Python or something like that that automates the sends an email for everyone, myself. But the reason why I'm unsure about that is because it might be a lot harder, and that's the reason why there's MailChimp and all this, because that's probably what they did. So there's this straight off that I'm not really sure what to do about. And then that changes my decision here on what I'm gonna do with the form. No. I'm already on the folder. So what is going on? Let's see if we just... I don't know which command is here, usually. I'm gonna open the other project that I have and see. Yeah, this is the method that I was using for the email. For the contact meeting. And then I build something on Node.js, and the Node.js code is actually the one that does the request, I think. Oh, it is next start. Oh, so what's going on? What the fuck? Oh, it did work. Oh no, it didn't work. Oh, it's probably because it didn't. There's something that happens when you initialize the project with the Next.js command that allows it to run the next command. So now I have to figure out what that is. Now I'm gonna do that. Oh, there's probably something on the repository that talks about that. Oh yeah, I have to install the dependencies. So I wonder if it's gonna work. I think after installing everything it should work. And I think I'm gonna search for... Maybe I should ask ChatGPT. What is the best ways to find... Or I can use ChatGPT to build the blog template if I can find it as well. Next.js for a blog website. Yeah, it's not gonna be good for this. But it should be relatively easy to use. Maybe not, because you have to know the right questions to ask and in which order. Because that's the hardest part, is the software design decisions. Very difficult. So there was an error with this command, which comes from this thing here. It's probably the same, or a similar mistake that I was getting before with the commands here. Let's see if it works. Nice. Oh, fuck. At least it recognizes the command now. So I have to build it first. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe I should do yarn dev instead of build or start. I think that's the thing that I was confusing because there was a long time since I didn't do anything with Next.js, and then I remember being able to update or to make changes and then see the update on the terminal directly right after I made the changes. But then when I went to work on the blog again, on the portfolio, I couldn't do that anymore, and I thought it was because of the Next.js changes that they made, but I'm not really sure because I might be confusing the dev command with the start command. Okay, nice. Yeah, this looks decent. So the thing that I'm thinking about changing right away is this part here. I'm gonna make it more to look like this. I think with the colors, I'm not sure if I'm gonna, probably not gonna add, I don't think it's worth adding the dark mode button. I think that's more for the blog, but maybe it is worth it. Depends on how hard it's gonna be to implement. But I'm pretty sure there's probably a component for this on Next.js, so. Yeah, but this is also weird because they look the same, but these two are clickable and this one is not, so. I think this is the first project that I've seen that it is structured in this way, where he has some components, and then inside of the components he has another component that has the main CSS for the site, and then he puts the configurations of some of the components on the config file. So I'm just trying to think why he did it this way, and like the drawbacks and benefits. And this, I think I've seen on the package.json is probably another way to do styled. I think the name is styled JSX or something like that. I think I've seen this here. Styled JSX, so it's probably another way to do CSS. Which is similar to styled components, because it's the same. Not the same syntax, but similar syntax. So how this standalone relates to the index file? So there isn't. There's another page, so yeah, but there should be a link here somewhere if this page is used. So I'm not pretty sure if I understand. Like, where is the connection between the two? Or maybe this is used on the components. That's probably where the connection is. If it's not directly on the index, it has to be like that. Or maybe it's here. Also, this checks to see if it's an external link or a link for the website itself. If it is an HTTP, then it chooses between these two. I don't understand the condition though. Well, it comes from props, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If it is HTTP, oh yeah, obviously. So if it includes HTTP, then it uses this one, and if it doesn't, it uses this one. Makes sense. Because then is a link for the another page of the website. Interesting. Yes, so the standalone is probably used on the components, on some of the components. I already looked at this one. Yeah, here what I can do is put one of the videos. I think that would be good. Let me see. So these are the social media thing. It doesn't look that good actually. I think I prefer to... I'm gonna save this template, but then when it gets time to style in the way that I want, I'm gonna remove this, and I'm not gonna remove, but I'm gonna do the styling in the same way that I did for my portfolio, because I think it looks better. This doesn't look that good, I think. Unless you have to do it in this style if you want to use the component, then I will remove the component and do it in the way that I think looks better. This stuff looks like I can just remove because it doesn't do anything. And I couldn't find the connection there yet. Maybe it's on these containers, but of this. So I'm suspecting that it might be Next.js special folder, special file, like the documents _ document is, because that would be the only reasonable explanation. If it's not directly connected to their file, then it has to be something under the hood that Next.js does. Because Next.js has some specific things that, depending on the way that you name the file, is going to do some special things. And that's probably because of the way that they compile and they created the thing. So that when it's filtering or when it's deciding which file to run, it does things under the hood that handle that kind of stuff. I know that if you use square brackets on the page, then it's gonna allow you to do collections of items and then render the page based on the ID, or the route based on the ID of the collection. And then I was also allowed about this special name of the document, but then I never seen anything related to standalone. Because I want to understand the connection, obviously, of the standalone with the other stuff. So I know what I have to change, or how I have a clear idea in my mind how everything is connected before I start trying to change things. This is probably stuff for SEO, I assume, which is interesting to know, because it's metadata, I think. I think these components are, but maybe they, because it's metadata, they don't show up there. So maybe it isn't these things here, but it might be because there's something about Google Fonts there. So it might be related. But I don't think, probably it isn't. Yeah, so I'm gonna search for this standalone name. Maybe I'm missing something because I don't think there's anything special about the name. I'm probably missing something. Hmm. And that doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, it's probably... No. So the other thing is this thing here. Where does the other stuff comes from? Because there's nothing being passed here. So it can't be any of these things here. But maybe it is from the... Yeah, I don't think it is an image either. But maybe it is. I think I looked into these pictures and there's not any of them. I hate when VS Code does that. I wanted to open the file in another place, but it's over. It opened in the same place. I think it was this one though. It has to be on the configurations now, I think. The phrase. Okay. Oh, I have an idea. Why not just do that? Oh, maybe it's this thing here? Yeah, I think it is this. Delete this and see what happens. Yeah, there we go. Nice. It's on the manifest, and it was, I think. It comes from this file. I mean, it has to because this is the component that is being loaded there first. Yeah, this thing here. Alright, I think I'll remove this because I don't see the point, I think. But maybe just leave it there and then just do something else with this. I have to study what's the point of doing things like this. Because there might be something related to SEO or something like that I don't know. Maybe this display browser helps with SEO or something like that. And the orientation as well. Yeah, this is the icon there that is showing up on the... I think what I'm gonna do is copy the logo that I have. Yeah, it should be from the other channel. Because the landing page is going to be related to the other channel, I think. Oops, I think I deleted the wrong one. But I think that's the favy icon, whatever, however you say that, is not the image, so I don't think it's gonna change anything. But I'm not sure. Oh, it does change. Nice. I'm gonna do the same thing. I think I'm gonna leave the same image. I forgot the extension. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't change. Forgot I have to change through here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, but it doesn't matter anyway because I'm gonna copy it. But it's still better to have that as the default instead of something else, I think. Oh yeah, I'm gonna remove the GitHub thing now. I forgot. I think it was this one. Yeah. And also remove the... Yeah, this is the thing, because I'm gonna have to research what is this manifest thing. How is this useful for SEO? Because what I want to do is delete this thing here, and I think I'm gonna replace this with another thing, just like it is on this design here. Yeah, but I'm probably not gonna have any links either also. But for the template, I think leaving as 3 links is probably better. But then I have to see if I can delete this thing or... I have to understand. Maybe he has an explanation as well on the GitHub repo of why he did this stuff the way that it is. I think I'm also gonna change this thing and put on the bottom of the page. Maybe I can do this now because it's just changing the placement of this thing here. Because I don't think it makes sense to leave it there. And this also doesn't look very good, I think. So let me think. I think this looks way better. It's probably what I want to do. So I'm gonna remove or style the image so that it is on the side. Replace. I think I'm gonna use Stable Diffusion, either Stable Diffusion or DALL-E 2 to create the image. And then I can also use ChatGPT to create the... I think I'm gonna use ChatGPT to create the copy, probably. But then I'm gonna put the button here with the email. That's useful, but also I'm gonna have to change probably this thing because I have to incorporate... Maybe not actually. I think I'm gonna try to do it with the database first. And yeah, that's probably a better idea. Because I don't want to necessarily send emails now, because I don't have a lot of followers, so I don't think that's... It doesn't make a lot of sense for me to... I think it's a better strategy to build the email list first, and then whenever I decide that is a good time to start sending emails, then I'll think about the other stuff. So I think preferably it is better if I can figure out how to put a Node.js database with the Next.js app and then deploy it to Vercel and see if I can do it that way. Because I know you can use serverless functions to act as the backend, let's say. But I'm not really sure if it is possible to deploy with the hobby version in Vercel and have a database. But if that is possible, then I think that's the best alternative. And then if that's the case, I'm gonna keep this component here, and then I'm just gonna code the logic so that the emails go into the database. And I'm gonna do a backup of the database from time to time, and then whenever I want to start sending the emails, then maybe I can even code something simple, like in Python or something like that, or that incorporates or in Node.js, that loops through the database and then sends the emails. And then if I could do this, then I'm not really sure. But maybe there are other benefits of having the services, because I think because then you can also do funnels which you sell. Yeah, but in either case I think it might be possible to do it by myself as well. I don't see why not use them, unless there's some data analysis stuff that I'm not thinking about now, and that is gonna be useful to use them because of that. But I think that's the thing that I'm not really sure, is if these types of services are more for people that don't know how to code, and that's why they are useful. And the code itself to build is not that hard, but because people don't know, then it becomes useful. Or if someone like me, or anyone that knows a little bit about coding, if it's going to be useful for them or not to do it, to use the other services. I think I'm going to try preferably to do my way first, to use the database first and then see what happens, and then I'm probably going to run into problems, and then if I decide that it's too much work and it's not worth it, then I think that's the best strategy probably. I'm also gonna have to study copy, which I don't know much about. Yeah, but this looks a lot better than. Nice. And then this would be, I'm also gonna put a video from the channel here. So the idea is, because I made a bunch of clips and they are all shorts, I think it's gonna work better for, I'm gonna post it on YouTube as well, because I think it's a good strategy to try to rank for more things on YouTube, and I already did all the videos, so it's something that I think it makes sense to do. And the thing that I'm gonna offer first is the list, all the stuff that I use to do the videos about methods. So I think I'm gonna put the videos from methods here, and then I'm probably gonna test to see which ones perform better, because there are three different videos: methods for arrays, then strings, and then objects. But I don't think it makes a lot of difference, probably, which video it is here, but maybe it does. I have no idea. I'm probably gonna have to sign up for Google Analytics as well, because it's probably the easiest way to start. But I remember I asked ChatGPT for this, and it gave me some answers about different analytics services. So, and also obviously what I'm gonna test out as well is to incorporate Web3 things. I'm trying to think about good ideas that are not too hard to start, and they're gonna be creative to incorporate Web3 stuff, or things related to NFT, probably, for building the funnels and things like that. Oh, here. Yeah, they're Google, Adobe, and Mixpanel. So now maybe the first thing that I should change is the image, but I think I'm gonna save it like this. I'm just trying to think if there is anything that I want to change from the default one to the other ones. Maybe the image is worth changing for the default because this looks ugly. So just put the image side by side maybe. This is probably the email pop-up and then the image here. It might be complicated because of the way that he did the CSS, so I'm gonna have to understand how everything is connected with the CSS. So he's using the block, CSS from the block, which I forgot which page it is. I'm just gonna change this for another name for now. Just gonna put the name of the channel, and then I'll think about whether or not I'm gonna remove this or just add another link if I want. Show this true. And close this stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure if this page is showing there. I don't understand where this is being used on the thing. I think it's just another style, maybe. I forgot to see if there is anything explaining this. Oh, yeah, here looks better because there are the other stuff there, but because I removed the text and the links from the top, it looks worse. Obviously, I'm gonna change that. Or he didn't explain. Obviously this is already great because it's free and the template, so obviously I'm not complaining. But trying to see if he explains what's the point of the standalone file. There's no explanation here. Yeah, that's the thing that I was thinking. I think that all the SEO optimizations that can be done are probably with metadata and then keywords. Because Google is probably, I think any search engine is just a link crawler. So it crawls links, and then it's probably pretty much a graph network of links. And then there's more data that are connected with the links because of all the information from text. And then there's probably machine learning models that analyze the graph data and that creates. I assume they have archetypes just like Facebook of social structures, of personality types, and all kinds of stuff like that that are embedded in the information of the tree structure or the graph structure of the connection between links, and then they use that all the information and the machine learning models in order to put weights on the links, and through that they create the hierarchy of importance for the algorithm, which is optimized for profit. So anything related to that, but obviously it's extremely hard to reverse engineer that because of all the information they probably have and the complexity of the machine learning models that are analyzing. But I think a very simplistic way is just something I can do right now is just think about the keywords and then think about the metadata as well and how it's going to be perceived by web scrapers. And then there's something that's called backlinks as well that I didn't know about. I think I studied it. I studied that a long time ago, but I didn't remember. And it's pretty much the more links that other websites have that link to your page, then the higher the ranking as well, it makes a lot of sense. Because of the thing that I talked about, that each link is going to have the weight based on a bunch of complex information about all these connections of data that the machine learning models are being trained on. So I was trying to figure out if this has anything. Maybe an easy way to just delete this. Or maybe this is for the after you put the email here. Let me try to put a random email and see what happens. App landing page not found. Maybe this is related to when you put the email, but yeah, the hard thing is that this comes from prompts, which comes from this, which comes from this. So it's on the config file at lead service. Oh, here. Yeah, that's why. So yeah, the standalone is not related to that. So this is the URL that is gonna go after someone inputs. So that's the thing that I'm gonna have to change as well. I'll have to figure out how to put the files there, or how to make it so that people can download the files after putting the email. Yeah, this is simple to understand. But here I'm gonna have to change this from lead events to the Node.js route that I create for handling the email probably. Yeah, because I'm probably gonna create the database with Node.js and then I have to create. I'm gonna use Express.js probably to create the database, or maybe not. I think I'm gonna follow the tutorial from that guy that I was gonna follow the tutorial to build the portfolio. Then I'm gonna build the database with that and then put the path here for that database. Yeah, I think I'm gonna delete this and see what happens. Maybe I shouldn't do that, actually. I should... Yeah, I'm just gonna copy this project now to another page. And I'm gonna use this as the template for all the other ones that I do. I think... Yeah, probably what I'm gonna do for the blog is just to start from this and then make a more complete template. And then copy that, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna make only one blog or more than one. Because the point of doing this is to get experience with the marketing part of copywriting and also ranking SEO and also studying the analytics from the website. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna remove all this stuff. Maybe I'll keep the images and just replace the images with something else. But I think for the copy, I'm gonna use ChatGPT to build. Music.
The mystery of life isn't a problem to solve,
Oh, I have
but a
to.
reality
It's
to
not.
experience.
I have to see what this does, but it probably goes to a link as well. It should be pretty easy actually to build everything. But I think I'm gonna do this stuff off stream. I'm just streaming today because there has been a long time since I didn't stream. But I'm not feeling like doing this on stream. And these kinds of things are really annoying because of making the CSS and making it work for responsiveness. It's not that interesting. And the biggest challenge and uncertainty that I have right now that I'm thinking about is how I'm going to structure this, which is always something I struggled with. Because it looks... You always have an idea when you look at someone else's landing page of the structure it is, and I have a pretty good idea of how people do things. But then to come up with the content and think about which images you're gonna use, and then what kind of stuff you're gonna write, That's and in which way it's gonna look best. That's but it should be pretty easy as well. Yeah, so probably right now after I stop streaming, I'm gonna sign up for the Google Analytics thing, and then I'm just gonna change these images, the CSS for these images. But maybe I should do that on stream to at least search for how to change this CSS there. Because I think the way that works, it has a one file, which is the theme, but the theme I'm not really sure if it handles only the font sizes and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's what it does. So the image position is probably on the components themselves with the image from Next.js. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this standalone and see if it does anything. Oh, yarn that. I don't think that thing did anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. So I think it's just an optional file if you don't want to have the components, or I have no idea. Something like that. And now let's see what this does. So it only opens the thing. So now let me go back to the index. The links, sign up. Okay, so the image is here. The thing is that the main doesn't have any CSS, so it must be it can't be the CSS of the other one. It must be on this one, but so what I want to do is put the image, this image on the side here, and put the sign up and the email on the right, because I think it looks better. And then on the bottom, after this image and the sign up here on top, I'm gonna have some text here. Maybe I should put some text on top of the sign up as well, explaining the benefits and why you should get it. And then I'm gonna put some other text that explains stuff about related to methods in Python and JavaScript. Yeah, I think I want to do things in the way, because my plan is to use more. I'm probably gonna use more stuff, give away more stuff in the future besides these files. So any file that I use to create a video or data structures and algorithms, for example, I can use the same template, but for this specific one, I'm probably not gonna do a lot of text because I don't think there is a lot of stuff to say, but probably put some text on top of this, and then put the image on the side, and then put a little bit of text, and then these 3 images here, and then I'll think about whether or not I do anything else. And I think I'm gonna leave this thing for the video as well, but I'm gonna change the link for referring to the video on the channel. And this is good to have in the future. But also for customers' testimonials, I've seen some websites that do this really well, so I think I'm gonna research more because they look a lot better than this thing here. And this is the CSS for this thing here. So I have to figure out where. Maybe it's on the app CSS. Oh, it's probably that theme styled JSX that is a part of this block here. And that's the problem. Doesn't work. I want to see if this is full width. I think it is. I think it's that CSS from it's this CSS here that is creating the thing here. Yeah. Oh, it's passing here, so. Probably if I do like this. No, it's not gonna change anything because I have to figure out how to change the position. Oh, I can just go to the file to see which CSS. It's probably the app CSS. App and theme CSS that are being used. So if the class is not in either one of them, then if it's on either one, then it has to be something related to styled JSX, I think. And these are only there are only styles for the basic components, let's say, from HTML. Yes, probably if I change this thing. But the issue with the way that this was done is that if I change this, it's gonna change all the other ones. So I'm gonna have to change anything. I'm gonna have to change everything. So might end up being more work than it saves time, actually. Yeah, but that's the issue. I think this is not affecting these things here as well, so it's probably not this CSS that is changing the thing there. The image. But if it's not that, then because this is coming from this, which is coming from this, so that should be this CSS here at some point. Yeah, but there's nothing saying. Let's see if I can find this on the app CSS thing. So maybe it's a name from the styled JSX thing. Let me change this and see what happens. I think it has to be from the JSX stuff. So otherwise there wouldn't be any reason. Yeah. So you changed the color, I think. So it's probably related to styled JSX. Yeah, but the problem is that this is still not related to... or maybe all I have to do is wrap them into another component and then change the style of that component. I think they are one on top of the other just because there isn't anything specifying the CSS for them to be together, and they are separate components. So that's the explanation, because it might be because of the image thing that's the problem, but I don't think it is. Or maybe it is actually. I thought this was an image from Next.js. But this, I think, is just only gonna affect the image and not the block. But I can pass different props here to the block. And it's probably gonna change the image. Yeah. This was the stuff that I was trying to figure out, because I thought this was an Next.js image, so and there wasn't anything related to the styling. That's what I thought was weird. Yeah, I think I'll have to think more about this before changing, because in order to change the CSS, I'm gonna have to change the whole structure, that and the way that he did everything. And I also don't like the way that it is here, so I think actually I might end up doing everything again and changing the... I'm gonna remove this block here, I think. This block logic, and because I don't want everything to be... I think that's the trade-off of the way that he did. The nice thing about this is that if you change the one thing, then it changes the way that all of the other things are structured. But then the downside is that you lose flexibility because you can't rearrange the objects there, because then they're all connected to the design that you specify on the block. And I don't like this very much, because I want to have more flexibility for the stuff that I want to do. So I want to separate the styling for each thing here, and because the way that I'm thinking more about now is sequentially about the stuff that I might incorporate or may not incorporate, instead of thinking about... I think that when it comes to the themes and the fonts, so the colors, I think that's a good thing to do, because then if you only need to change one place and then it changes all the colors and the things for the buttons, for example. But for the size of the images and the structure of the page itself, I think I don't really like it. So I think I'm gonna have to spend some time thinking about how, and I might just uninstall the styled JSX thing as well, and then just use either normal CSS. I think normal CSS, because the Tailwind CSS I don't have the paid thing, and I didn't like that much using Tailwind CSS, because I ended up having to, if I wanted to do something more personalized, let's say more customizable, or then I couldn't do it with Tailwind CSS. Maybe it's because I don't have a lot of experience, but I think I'm gonna end up using normal CSS and then creating files here and then importing those files on the index.js and then doing things like that. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this stuff as well. And then if I want to put it again, I'm gonna put it on the... I'm gonna put it on the... I'm gonna take it from the template and put it again. I don't understand why deleting this thing is not working anymore. Maybe it is required by this thing. yeah, I think I'm gonna do all this stuff that I talk about off stream. Maybe not actually, but I'm gonna definitely do the Google Analytics stuff, and I'm gonna spend some more time thinking about how I'm gonna change the CSS, and then I might start doing this again from scratch tomorrow. Or not from scratch, but after changing the CSS. So yeah, see you then.